J7 Star Bricks coming at you today with a comparison between the Lego Avengers Tower and the Yumco Avengers Tower. Let's get into it. All right, once again, we're going to have to rely on a widescreen lens and a vertical shot to get both of these side by side in their entirety. So you can see the Lego Avengers Tower on the left and the Yumco Panlos Avengers Tower on the right. Once again, $500 US plus tax, about 150 something US dollars. We'll start at the top with our comparison here. So on the very top of the Avengers Tower, the Lego version, you can see we've got this cool slope. They did a very good job on that actually. And the skylights down to the next level, very cool. We do have some more detail on the top of this one. So we've got Eric Selvig up here, who's a minifigure, obviously, but he does have a bunch of his equipment up there, like in the movie. The antennas are up there. So you can see there's actually some stuff up there. There's a hot dog up here. That's a weird thing that they did. And here we go with the top of the Panlos Yumco one. See, there's really nothing up there. There's no ladder, just blank studs. We do have windows up here. Again, they are semi-transparent blue windows. This one has also got a cool slopey part. And we've got skylights up there. Here is the Avengers logo level here. Very nice. And you've got your landing pad. And again, here's the Avengers level on the Panlos Yumco one. And we've got our landing pad. Going down from there on this side. I do like those slanted windows, they're kind of cool. And then coming down the side of the tower on the Lego one. Now they do have this curve going up here, and this just kind of has a slant for the building sign. So this curve is actually kind of cool. We do have the same kind of little windows, but they did it with a different, this is kind of built straight up and down and then slotted in there tilted. And these are just a ton of tiny windows that you have to put together. Now they don't have a door on this side because this one has the shawarma restaurant slash terminal in the front of it. Grand Central Terminal. This one does not, so this one just has a door on this side here. Got a little sidewalk area where you can set up some scenes. There's the Battle of New York Memorial in the background. You got a lantern, space on the sidewalk. You got some bollards, trash can. This in front of the Grand Central, you do have the shawarma restaurant. You've got their little eating area. And then you've got the Grand Central Terminal itself. Get on the front of the Lego Avengers Tower. So you do kind of have this curved area with the windows. They are semi-transparent, so you can see through them to the minifigures and such inside. There we go. And then back to the Yumco one. Again, semi-transparent. You've got that same kind of curved design here. Back to the Lego one, we've got the other side, got another Avengers logo. Go down to the bottom, you've got a door and a garbage bin, some boxes. Other side of the Yumco one, you do not have the additional Avengers symbol on this side. You do have those little windows. And then at the bottom on this one is an Iron Man workshop with a garage door. So that's clearly a difference. Here is the back of the Lego one. Again, they got a little railing on the back here. That hot dog is for the Wong minifigure. In the book, it tells you that they imagined Wong would use his sling ring to go get a hot dog in New York. You can see on the back of the Lego one, even that there is some separation. They build these big towers like this. Sometimes the bricks just don't sit flat and they pull apart. And you do have this cool thing on the back of this one. Again, more tiny windows. I can't tell you how thrilling it was to put all those windows on. Sarcasm in case you hadn't guessed. And then the back of the Yumco one. Now this is probably the worst part of the Yumco design. There's just nothing really. It's just the windows and flat back here. All right, as far as access, I've done a pretty comprehensive review of this Yumco one. I'll link the video below. This does open up. You can see where it splits, these two sides split. This whole side swings open. There's rooms in there you can look at. This front part is supposed to come off so you can see into the rooms even on this side, but it is very difficult to get off, and it mostly causes part of the set to fall apart, and so I don't want to take that off ever again. And you can see how this set it's built like a modular housing system, so there are two base plates here and you can separate them. However, the wire for the lighting goes between these two, so once you set up that lighting, you really can't separate them because you'll pull the wiring out. The Lego one is the same as far as the modular design. You can see where they included that to put pins in. You can attach it on this side, or you can attach it on the front slash side, whatever this is. Then they do have the two pins in this side already, so you can attach it to another set, like a modular housing set. Now the top on the Yumco one is not really designed to come back off once you put it together because the set splits in half so that you can get in there easily. On the Lego one, on the other hand, this top is actually designed so you pull this part off with the skylights. That will come off. So you can now see down in there. Not much to see in that portion. This just sits in here and you can it's kind of held in there with pressure, so you gotta just push it and then pull out. Then you can see on the top here, we've got a little bit of stuff in there to look at. Probably one of my favorite details is the outline of Loki on the floor. Puny God. That's awesome. I love that they put that in there. There's also an Avengers book kind of hiding in the background there. This part here actually flips up, and you do have some stuff in here. You've got a little Jarvis thing going on, and you've got Loki's scepter on a table for examination. So I do like that. There's nothing really like that in the Yumco set. It's just empty, and you can't get in there. Now you could pull this top off, although I'm not sure it's designed to come off quickly or not, but it doesn't really. But you can see down in here, There's also that same thing that I showed in the Yumko review. You've got the area where they were sitting around talking after the party. There's Thor's hammer on the table where everyone tries to lift it up and Captain America pretends he can't. You've got the Battle of New York paper on the coffee table there, the little bar behind it. There's a little TV with a newscast going on back there. Some kind of cool detail. Now the Lego set is also designed to have this front part come off. However, unlike the Yumko set, this actually just comes right out with very little effort. It is all one solid piece. Got to be kind of careful with it, but it's pretty solid. You can just lift it out and put it down. And then you can see into each level below that. So you can see we've got the containment area here. There's some Chitauri minifigures that came with it. There's a newspaper who is Iron Man. The next level down. And this one is the Iron Man workshop. So we've got Tony Stark. We've got some Iron Man armor. There's a Roxxon oil canister in the back. I thought that was a cool detail. You got a little hologram of the armor in the background there. You've got Dummy, which is, they list as a minifigure. It says 31 minifigures. I contest that. There's 30 minifigures. This is not a minifigure. This one, again, we've got the bridge where Captain America fights himself. You can see there's the extra Captain America shield up there. And here we have Steve Rogers standing over himself, commenting on America's ass. There's the Doctor from Age of Ultron. There's the Cosmic Cube. There is Kevin Feige snacking on a piece of pizza with a coffee cup. Kevin Feige's like the bonus hidden figure. Got a cool little vending machine behind Kevin Feige. That's kind of a neat little detail. There's a receptionist desk in there with a computer screen. This is the area like where Loki disappears after they come out of the elevator. You can kind of see on the sides, there's an elevator that runs down on every level. Back in the corner there. And then there's the elevator at the bottom. And again, you got the front door here, garbage can and stuff. This is actually a guy that came with the bonus set. When he got this early enough, you got a little bonus taxi that came with Black Panther, and it came with, I think it came with a Chitauri, and it came with this little taxi driver guy. Oops, I knocked over the fire hydrant. I do love this little detail. The windows are kind of broken out here, and it's got a place where you can hang the Hulk big figure. And the Hulk is supposed to be able to hang on to one of these Chitauri to look like he's going to smash him into the building, but he falls out a lot. I do like they included areas to stick these transparent pins so you can make it look like heroes are flying around the tower. So you've got the Chitauri on their little bikes. You got War Machine there. I like the Loki on his little skiff. Again, she's stuck on a little trans clear piece. Black Widow running down the side of the building. You got Wasp flying upside down on this side. You got Wongers with his sling ring portal. Looks like he's in the air. That's pretty cool. This backside, this door does open. You got the little trash can, which I think there's something in here, I forget. It's kind of a neat little detail in here. You got some Pym particles and a half-eaten thing from the shawarma restaurant. It does say Pym on there. So that is cool that you can take all this apart. It does not split open. There's no way to split this open like you can with the Yumko one to get in there. It's just this front part, that's it. And the way it's put together, you would almost think when you're putting the levels together that you could split them apart again, but you can't really. There's too much stuff on the outside like the curve here that relies on everything being together, you would just cause a lot of destruction trying to take the levels back apart again. And again, this is an 18 plus set. It's not really meant to be played with, it's meant to be displayed. Obviously, neither one of these are minifigure scale. You can't make a skyscraper tower minifigure scale and fit it in your house. It's not going to happen. Oh, and I almost forgot. It comes with a Leviathan. We've got Thor and his Mjolnir, or Meow Meow. That's pretty cool. Also comes with a little miniature Avengers Quinjet. Clearly not minifigure scale, but that's pretty neat. You could put that on the landing pad if it wasn't full of minifigures already. Both very cool in different ways. Both have some problems. Again, in different ways. Both have some of the same problems with the levels splitting apart just under the weight of its own self. All right, so there you go. There is both sets. Now let's get into a little bit of the statistics between the two sets. So the Yumco set, I will leave a link for down below. It's an affiliate link. You will help the channel out by purchasing through my link, and using my discount code, you will save yourself 14%. If you do that, ordering from Yumco in the US, that set's going to run you about $156. That's with shipping and the discount code, okay? So $156, it is 5,883 plus pieces. So you're getting almost 6,000 pieces for about $156. Conversely, the Lego Avengers Tower is going to run you $500 US plus tax, and that's depending on whatever state you live in. In my state, in Tennessee, there's almost a 10% tax. So you're talking about $550 for 5,201 pieces. Now, $500 for 5,000 pieces is kind of the 10 cent per Lego brick average that everybody looks for. So the price isn't bad for the amount of bricks you're getting. And there are 30 minifigures. I know they say 31, but Dummy is not a minifigure. It's a brick-built little thing. That's not a minifigure. So you're getting a lot of minifigures. A lot more than you will ever get in a Lego Star Wars set. But it's still $500 plus US, which is a lot of money. A lot of money for a display set. Versus $156, which is still, I mean, it's not a tiny amount of money, but 156 versus 500, you could buy multiples of this for the cost of this. And what I did was just, I mean, you could get Marvel knockoff minifigures from AliExpress. I got a whole bunch of them for $20, still brings the cost of this set to less than $200 US. That is a significant savings. Now, you know, on this channel before, I looked at a lot of knockoff sets because I can't afford to keep putting $500 into sets. I don't make enough money on this channel to just buy every $500 set Lego puts out. So, unfortunately, due to Brickpocalypse that happened in 2024, and we're still feeling the after effects of, there are not a lot of new sets coming out as knockoffs. They shut down a lot of factories and a lot of distributors that were doing the knockoffs. And so you can find things like Jabba's sail barge, but you can't find a lot of other sets as new knockoffs. Both of them have flaws. Again, the major one for the Lego one really is that the levels tend to pull apart on their own, just under their own weight. And so, you know, I mentioned a bunch of the Yumco ones in the Yumco review. You can go watch that. But it has the same thing with the levels kind of pulling apart. There is some missing parts, some issues there. Again, it's a little more forgivable when you're paying $156 versus when you're paying $500. It is cool that you get a lot of minifigures. It's part of the thing that probably attracted most of us to buying the Lego Avengers Tower in the first place. But again, super cheap to just get some knockoff ones. And sometimes the knockoff ones are way more detailed than the Lego ones, honestly. And also, you get lighting for that $156. It comes with lighting for the Yumco set. If you want lighting for the Lego one, well, Lego doesn't make lights for it, but a bunch of other people do, but you're going to have to spend extra to get lights for it. And probably take it partially apart to get those lights in there. This was built with putting the lighting in there in mind, and you don't really have to take anything apart to get the lights in there. So that's kind of a bonus for the Yumco one. The comparison on this, I'm not going to tell you which one to buy. They're both awesome in different ways. It depends on how much money you want to spend. If you're rich, buy them both. I'm not rich. I had this one given to me by Yumco to do a review on it. That's why I have two of them. This one I just had to put on a payment plan to be able to buy it. I don't do reviews of the Lego sets normally because no one watches them, so it's just not worth the time. This was just kind of a personal buy for me because I thought it was awesome. But I do like to do the comparisons sometimes just so you can see the difference between the two sets. That's all I got for you today, guys. Once again, my name is Jay, 7-Star Bricks. Go ahead, give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below, helps the channel out. And I will see you guys here in the next video. And if you're still watching, click one of these videos or click over here to subscribe.